We just got the biggest Dandy's World lore drop ever, and only one person has found it so far. So, I was doing my thing, reading comments that I just read my comments on my channel, when I got a comment from a person named Queen Cookie Slays. Shout out to her, this is like insane, and I'm very happy that she told me about this. So, she basically left a comment saying, hey, did you check this out yet? And it's a link to a video on her channel featuring this. So right here is the website dandysworld.gg, which if you go there, you can pre-order and purchase merchandise. However, they don't actually have that much merchandise right now. You literally cannot buy anything, so the website is pretty much useless. But if you scroll down to the bottom of it, there's a little icon right above the location for changing the currency. I don't know why the default is USD. That's strange. And by clicking that icon, it takes you to this page right here. Now this, that's just really cool. This is just a picture. Now, it features an Icor vein, which is kind of creepy, really cool, as well as Dandy and Astro. The title of the page itself is I'm Glad They're Friends, or something along the lines of that. I might have said it wrong. But if we pull a if we pull a FNAFgames.com little trick and turn up that brightness, we can see some words. Now, all of this was shown to me by Queen Cookie Slay. Shout out to her. Thank you for this. But it says some really interesting things right here. Now, obviously, by turning up the brightness, we can actually see what it says. And it says, wake up, it was never like this. Or something along the lines. I don't have the image on screen, I did my best to memorize it. Now, that in itself is super interesting, because what do you mean, wake up? Because this features both Dandy and Astro, as well as an Icor vein in the background. Now, this is lots of things. At first, the image looks like, oh my gosh, Icor was messing around and causing some trouble way back when. Editing Quasar here, I say the wrong date in a second, so I went back to check the date, and it is about 1987-ish. Probably 1988, but just somewhere around the time of the fight of 87. Also, I wanted to add another segment to this part of the video. Leave your theories for games back in, I think, 1989. That's the correct date, I believe. I could be wrong. However, it says wake up, it was never like this. Now, we see both Astro and Dandy, and we know that Astro and Dandy have a rather good relationship and are great friends. We also know Astro's whole thing is controlling dreams and being kind of the whole I can see your dreams and control them. That's what he does. That's his character, right? And so the text of wake up, it was never like this, implies that Icor wasn't causing any issues back in 1989. Once again, that may be the incorrect date. I believe it's very close to the right one, though. So that in itself implies that, okay, bad things are happening early on. However, the wake up implies that this is just a dream. Astro is giving Dandy for reassurance, and where the text is coming from, likely just a lore thing. Probably added just like give us clearance, and that this is not something that actually happened. But that is the best I could make of this. If you know exactly what's happening here, or even have a clue about it, please leave a comment, because any of them are appreciated. And I'm trying to figure out the lore for this game, which for some reason no one else does. I don't know why, but a lot of people just have a tendency to ignore the lore of this game because it underperforms, because there isn't enough lore content. So it's like no one watches the lore content because there isn't lore content, and when there is lore content, it's someone else's theory that they read off of Reddit, and that's just really annoying. So once again, shout out to Queen Cookie Slays. Great job finding this. Now, please leave your comments with your thoughts so we can solve this game together. And yeah, have a great day. Please like the video and subscribe. There's one more thing I'm supposed to say here. Oh yeah, if you have any video ideas or anything you want me to talk about, tell me so that I can make a video about it. And of course, I will give you a shout out in the video. Alright, it's time for me to go now. Bye.